Welcome back to episode like 44 of the Puzhitsky podcast. It's been a while. It's been a while, and I used to do, for all those of you who don't know me before the whole Slavic thing, um, I used to do this podcast, and it's good that you didn't watch it because it would just be me interviewing my retarded comedian friends. So who cares about that? I didn't even end up caring about it. The last podcast I did was months ago. I've been focusing on what matters, the Slavic content that you guys seem to like. And it's authentic. It's true to me. I've been focusing on my family. I've been focusing on my health, going to the gym, right? I've been doing this thing where I stare out of a window for about 3 hours a day because I want to reprogram my attention span that has been hijacked by satanic billionaire PDF files, because apparently that's a thing. That's why, if you get anything out of this episode today, there's like 12 people watching now. Let's see if you can watch this whole episode. It won't be long, just about an hour, under an hour maybe. Let's see if you can reprogram that attention span. You know what I mean? Well, the original stream is gone now because I couldn't figure out the audio thing. Last time it was the camera, now it's the audio. But it's okay because who cares? You guys are here. We're going to have a fun time. What's going on? Like what has been going on in the world? Not much, I don't know, maybe the person in charge of safety at this huge AI company called Anthropic AI just quit. Apparently, he said that he's decided to dedicate his life to poetry and that humanity is in peril. That's something funny I read while I was eating my Chipotle bowl, getting ready to go live here. But who cares about all that? That's just mumbo jumbo, right? Let's do a little Q&A. Let's talk about me. Epstein files? Who Epstein files? Fake news, right? Let's be silly, Good. Welcome. 15 people in the chat. Somebody on the original chat already posted a question. I'm sad that I won't get to read it out loud, but I remember kind of what it was. I'll get to it soon. You guys have been Googling me, eh? Let me try. Excellent, Uncle Vanya. So let me open, share my screen, and I'll just start writing my name into the browser, and we'll see what questions pop up first, and then I'll talk to the chat. I got a question from the original stream in the chat that I want to answer. And we'll do that. Because if you Google my name, like if I open a new browser, if I just go open a new browser and Google my name, it says Matthew Puzhitsky, age 27. Matthew Puzhitsky, ethnicity. What's my ethnicity? Good question. My parents moved to Canada shortly after the Soviet Union collapsed. So I believe in like 1994. My mom's probably on this stream. She can tell me. She watches all my streams. She gives me so much great advice. However, we're not Latvian at all. I'm like 95% Russian, and I got a little Ukrainian mixed in there and some other very Eastern European things. So I am Slavic, but I grew up here in Canada. This is my actual voice. That's another thing a lot of people often ask me. Is the accent real? I mean, you see, this is how I talk comfortably, but I've been doing that Uncle Ivan character for so long that it's becoming real. It's becoming real. Like my accent slips up sometimes, Let me get the "Don't be debil" in the background here. There we go. That's much better. My accent is becoming real, and it slips up sometimes. When what do you want? Instead of saying that, they'll be like, what do you want? It's so much easier. I feel freer when I'm using the accent. How much watch? What time is it? I feel like the Uncle Ivan character has a life of its own. I feel more of a man when I'm using that accent. I don't know what it is. I can do other accents. Somebody's saying I should introduce new characters to my Uncle Ivan world. I have some other characters. I have this like Canadian hockey player guy who just, what's the Canadian accent? There isn't one really, but if you just talk like a hockey player, bud, kind of like that. But I'm just looking at the chat on my phone here, so don't think I'm not paying attention to you guys. Hey there, bud. Going out for a rip, are you now? That's like how Canadians like to speak. Just ripped a biscuit and a clapper top cheese. Coach is still saying I'm a pigeon. Something like that. Do some Australian. I'm an Aussie. Australian's hard because it's a tough one, mate. Innit? Nor. Why would I root an alien? Something like that. It's kind of like because it goes into the British, like my British accent. You just have to sound like a douchebag, and it's British, and then a little tough, and you're Aussie. It's my brain can't process it that well, but I can do those ones. Maybe an Irish one, like Irish. I'm Irish. I'm Rory McIlroy, and I play the M4 driver. That's okay. French is very easy. Oui, oui, monsieur. Give me a baguette, please. Of course, I'm French because I sound very gay. You can do a lot of accents, a lot of characters. But the reason the Slavic character sticks is because it's authentic to me, because I am Slavic, so it's very easy for me to just, but that'll be my main character. On stage, by the way, Montreal and Toronto shows on sale now. I'm working on that US visa, but things in America are a little kooky at the moment. So if you live in the States, I will be visiting you hopefully this year. Maybe I'll come to Europe soon. A lot of my followers, if I look at my analytics, you guys are from what? Like countries with a lot of expats, like a lot of you are from like Slavic countries, but there's also like Germany, a lot of Russian expats, I guess, Slavic expats in Germany. Can I do Arkansas? What is Arkansas? I mean, do you want me to come to Arkansas or do an Arkansas accent? I can do a Texas accent, Arkansas accent, just American white trash accent, if that's what you're asking. That one's really easy. You have a funny idea for a character. Lay them on me. So there was a person that asked me in the first stream a very good question, and I'm sad that I botched that stream, but it's okay. Life happens. It's okay. He asked me, he said, the person said they had a meeting, but because it was an upcoming stream, they could still ask the question. And I read it. It said, there's this video that I posted recently about how Russian people don't say good, right? In Canada and North America, generally, when you ask somebody, how are you? The answer is good. If you ask somebody, как дела? In Russian, which means how are you? The answer is нормально, because nobody is good, okay? Golden retrievers are good. Down syndrome with grilled cheese sandwich is good, okay? So you are alive, but don't tell me you are good, okay? This is a lie. Sorry, I can hear my computer overheating. I'm going to take off the little thingy here. Ooh. Another answer is like ничего. Right? That's how Russians talk. How are you? Ничего. Nothing. It means nothing. How are you? Nothing. Пошел нахуй. Fuck off. That is how we speak. And his question, this person's question was, I asked my, was it his father or a family member that speaks Russian, right? That he said, I guess, grew up in the Soviet Union or something, but speaks Russian, said that when we ask, I asked him, is this true? When you ask, как дела, how are you in Russian? And his father said, no, we say хорошо. Look, that is a valid answer, but it's not the one we choose, okay? Because if you're a Slavic person and you're asking, how are you? And in Russian, nonetheless, so you're probably in Russia or somewhere that speaks Russian, right? And if the person is answering хорошо, something's off, okay? Like, I played a prank on my dad where he asked me, how are you on the phone? And I answered good, like хорошо, just for fun. He literally said, why? Like he was confused. Like, are you okay? What happened? Are you gay now? Шо хорошо? What do you mean хорошо? So no, I don't think I think to answer that person's question, and hopefully you're watching this later in the stream because you said you have a meeting. No, I don't believe we would say хорошо. We wouldn't say good. And here's my thing. You might, again, like I said, people might think this makes us cold, but I think that asking everybody, how are you, devalues the question, okay? Personally, the greeting, like, first of all, if I don't know you, I'm not even making eye contact, okay? I'm not, you know, I grew up in Canada. People here, you're walking on the street, 7 a.m. Somebody's like, oh my God, beautiful weather we're having. Like, my Slav just kicks in. It was good until you showed me your teeth. I don't know you. Why are you expressing joy in front of me? You know, so that's my mentality. And I think asking everybody, how are you, devalues the question because, like I said in the video, in my follow-up video, it's a very, to me, it's a sacred question. I only ask you how you're doing if you're a friend, more than a friend, if you're family or like such close friend that I actually care how you're doing. Then I don't just want a ничего хорошо. I want to actually sit down with you. See, my accent is slipping up without even trying. I want to sit down with you and ask and know how you're doing. I don't want you to give me a one-word answer. I want you to give me an hour story about your life. How's your family? How's your friends? How's work? How's your health? If I'm asking you, how are you? I'm ready. I'm invested. It's like this right now with us. I want to have a podcast. I want to have a Q&A, right? So there we go. That's my answer to that guy. Good question though. So I don't think so. I don't think no, nobody says хорошо. That's not good. That's the whole point of the video. Russians don't say good. If somebody asks how are you, we will not say good. Anyways, I was once talking to this Ukrainian lady in Canada in Russian. When she asked me как дела, маке дела, I said нормально. She told me should say отлично. No, you shouldn't. Nobody is good. Okay, let me reiterate what, for those of you, thank you, 23 people in the live, only 7 likes. Что за хуйня? Like, subscribe. I'm blogger huyoger. I need to do this for a living. Okay, come on. I want to see that like count go up. I want to see you guys subscribe. I shot like a bunch of YouTube videos these days. Slavic Therapy number 11, I think, coming out tomorrow. And then a couple, maybe a couple. I was talking as me, not in character, talking about my life, giving some advice. Maybe I'm gonna make a have it like a Patreon, like a members only thing. You can be subscribed to be a member on my YouTube. I have already 2 videos that I'm probably gonna post there because I don't like giving advice. I like to be funny in character. That's the value I give. I don't want to give you guys advice out of character because honestly, the advice I give during my Slavic therapy session still comes from me. It's a character, but it's a version of me. Play it up a little bit, but it's still me, you know? So thank you for liking. I see that like count going up. What I was saying is that somebody in the chat said this Ukrainian lady she asked как дела, and she said нормально, which means normal. By the way, so for those, I'm just assuming everybody speaks Russian. That's not good. Somebody in the chat said that she was talking to this Ukrainian lady, and then she said, how are you? And then the person said, I'm okay, I'm normal. And the Ukrainian lady said, no, you should say отлично, which means excellent. Not true, okay? Not true. I don't think you should say excellent. Because like I said, for those of you who weren't here in the beginning of the chat, nobody's excellent. Who, good, you're excellent. Okay, you're also a liar because you're not excellent. It's like people who don't swear, How are you supposed to describe life without swearing? Anyways, what else did I want to talk about? Any other questions? Born in the USA. No, I'm born in Canada. Be ethnically Slavic. What did you do to earn Slavic title? What do you mean, what did I do to earn Slavic title? I am Russian, Ukrainian. Like, what? Do you want to see my 23andMe? I'll spit in a tube and mail it to you so you can fucking sniff it. What do you want me to do? Slavic title. There is no Slavic title. You can be Christian, Muslim, Jewish, I don't care. Black, white, you can be Slavic. To me, Slavic is a mindset, okay? It's not about how you look. It's about what's in here, not being debil, and what's in here, not being pussy, okay? I don't like that question. It makes my Slavic man come out. See, no matter what, just a regular podcast turns into an anti-debilism session. Slavic for life. Exactly. I grew up being hit with a slipper. That's how I fucking earned it. You want to see my bruises? What did you do to be Slavic? Another common question I get is the vodka real? The vodka. I have it over there. Is the vodka real? No. It's usually water, okay? But sometimes the vodka is real, okay? You know how many of these skits I have to film every day? You think I'm chugging vodka? No, that's a prop vodka, but I do have real vodka in the fridge. And yeah, I keep my vodka in the fridge. I don't know why. I like it cold because I don't like to put ice. So yeah, 50-50. Sometimes real, sometimes no. I am Polish. You are hilarious. Thank you very much. That still irks me. What did you do to earn the Slavic title? What a fucking question, eh? Untie your hair again, please. Listen, now I feel this is a comedy podcast. This isn't like a cam girl stream. I'm not gonna take those kind of physical requests. Okay, so I've answered: is the vodka real? Is the accent real? Where am I from? Age. It was also Matt Puzhitsky wife. She exists. She's totally real, guys. Married to a woman. Thank you very much. Okay. A lot of my followers just lost bets, probably. She's real. She's a female, biological female, because you have to specify these days. And we do it regularly, consensually as well, very often. No big deal. I get pussy. I'm gonna make a video about that. Not a video about that with my wife, but about how you have to be careful when you're telling a Russian person you're getting pussy, because the direct translation of getting pussy or give pussy or whatever is dать пизды, which means to hit somebody in Russian. So I'm gonna that's my next video. You're seeing a sneak peek here. No, yeah, I just wanted to specify. Somebody said, well, I wouldn't think less of you if you were married to a trans woman, Matt. I just wanted to specify because this is a question and answer period. I'm being specific in my answers, like my grade school teachers taught me, okay? What Russian holidays do you still celebrate? Well, my family we never really celebrated the, Western Christmas, December 25th. We always celebrated in the January. So we give gifts, like a lot of Slavic households will give gifts on New Year's and then celebrate Christmas in January because they're going based on like the more ancient calendar, so to speak. So that's what we did. And yeah. I'm reading some questions here. When I communicate with people in a language that is not my native language, and this happens to me often because I don't live in Russia, literally switch from sub-personality with small talks. Yes. So I think what you're trying to say is that when you switch languages, you switch personalities. And I have a skit about that. I have a skit where it's like I'm waiting for I call somebody, or what was it? What was the skit? Oh yes, I'm talking to my Russian friend and I'm like, давай, дебил, быстрее, мы тебя ждем, давай, долбоёб, бля. And then I hang up and I'm like, okay, so he's gonna be here very soon. Let's go get a latte. That's how I feel when I speak in Russian. I just feel like, a sub-personality. I'm what do you call that? Bipolar, right? I have a Russian personality and then I have an English personality. And of course, my English personality is a fucking pussy. He's a suslik. That's why when I'm on stage, so guys, see me live, get tickets to my live shows. There, I'm gonna be all over the place. But when you see me, my act, I'm in an identity crisis right now because honestly, fuck it. Honestly, I feel like I should do my whole act in the accent as the character because a lot of my jokes are about my upbringing, my life, being Slavic, my parents, you know, telling them about like this journey of like I got a master's degree and then I became a stand-up comedian and how my Slavic identity plays into that. And a lot of them play in very well to the character. I can just do my whole act as the character. And there's a few jokes that have nothing to do with it sprinkled in. But I think I like doing both because after all, this is how I would speak to somebody if I was just ordering a double double at Tim Hortons, Canadians, shout out. And I think that I should do the act that way. But I do start off in character and then I have a tricky little, a creative little thing that I do that brings out my own character. So I do both. And then I do Slavic therapy live at the end where I ask the audience to give me their questions and I try to fix their debilism. Cultural anthropology. You have a master's degree too. Congratulations. Mine is in chemistry. I don't even know what cultural anthropology is. Get a real job. Yes, guys, that is literally my mom. I can't shit. I cannot shit you. I'm not kidding. That's yeah. Message retracted. My mom is in the chat and she just told me to get a real job. I'm calling you out. That is hilarious. Yes, guys, say hi to my mom. Go follow her on YouTube. Guys, that's actually my mom joined the chat and said, get a real job. That's hilarious. Let me tell you a little story, guys. Story time. All right. My parents, my mom and my dad, have seen me do stand-up comedy twice, right? I've been doing it for years. They've seen me do it twice. One time when I opened up for a big comedian at the time, it was my first big break, my big opportunity. I opened up for Christina P. Shout out. She's great. Here in Toronto at a big theater. And they came. I did like 5-10 minutes, something like that. Just a little quick opening spot. And I did great. I made everybody laugh. It was great. And then my parents were like, I asked my dad specifically. He was like, oh, your jokes are stupid, but the people like it, so it's okay. That was one time. A couple of years later, now, fast forward to like a few months ago when I did a show in Niagara Falls. If you guys know where that is, it's on the border between Canada and the US. It was the biggest show I've ever done. Thank you guys for buying tickets. You guys are great. But I'm like, okay, the show's selling well. We sold out, right? It's like a small little like club / theater. It's like a 200 seater. We sold that out. And then we had 2 other shows sold out in Ottawa, but they came. It's a lot of people to come see me tell my silly little jokes, right? And one night, I was pretty proud of myself. I let my mom and dad come to see what it's like. And I did, the show was great. Everybody enjoyed themselves. I took pictures with everybody at the end. And my parents had to go home and I had to go do my shows in Ottawa. So we kind of parted ways. And my wife went with my parents. They took her home. And I told her, I'm like, be my little KGB spy. Tell me what my parents say about the show. And apparently my mom, after watching me do this sell out a show, just you guys, my fans, do an hour set as a stand-up comedian, just living my dream. My mom's like, he's very good at talking. He should get sales job, make real money. Is that true, Mom? I know you're in the chat. Tell me if that's true. Matt, will you be in Pittsburgh? I will try. I'm working on my US visa right now. Fingers crossed. If yes, then absolutely this year I will be in Pittsburgh. I hope you guys enjoyed that little story. That's so funny. That's like a little thing I say as a comedian when I'm on stage and somebody does something like that, I'm like, or heckles me, tells me like, you suck. I'm like, Mom, is that you? Because that's literally what my mom in the chat telling me to get a real job. That's hilarious. If you come to Cleveland, I will do my best to go. Thank you very much. Guys, somebody is coming into the house. It's probably my wife. Carrying the bags. How we doing, guys? Any more questions? I gotta put my phone on airplane mode. Have you tried Kill Tony? Yes, I have. I have tried Kill Tony. Like a year ago. Yeah, that's my wife, my real wife that I was telling you about earlier, groaning as she came home from her real job. Here, Serbian, living in Toronto. Are you leaving our beautiful Canada? No, why would I leave Canada? I'm still here. I'm just trying to get a visa so I can go do shows all over the place legally. You know what I mean? What's your favorite brand of vodka? That's a good idea. Whichever one is available, to be honest. No. Stalichna, I guess, the one that the big jug I have, that's a decent one. Russian Standard.
Can I kiss you?
Yeah, sure. Come here. Hello, welcome home.
Hi.
Say hi to the chat. See?
Hi.
She's real, guys.
I
told you.
I'm real.
I made it.
Yeah, he made it.
Oh. Are you in Toronto? I want to come and watch the show. Yes, I'm in Toronto and I have a show March 22nd, Sunday, Yuck Yucks Toronto. It'll be a cool, fun venue. Please come. The promo is on Instagram and Facebook mostly. Oh, I should post on YouTube that I'm promoting it, but I'm promoting it right now. March 22nd in Toronto and March 20th in Montreal. Also, Calgary and Edmonton I'm working on for April. And again, I'm getting my visa, so more shows to come in the States. I can't legally announce those yet because technically I don't have a visa. Yes, that is a cat. How can you guys hear my cat is hungry? The cat is hungry, but he... No, don't. I literally just fed him. I feed this cat. This cat thinks that my wife and I are stupid, okay? Because, like, I'll feed him, and then my wife will come home, and he'll be, like, meowing like he hasn't been fed all his life, okay? Give me that guy. Let me. You guys want to see my cat? I don't care if you want to see my cat because I'm going to show you my cat. That's what people do. Look at this fat guy. You don't think we feed him? Look at this. Look at this girth. You see that girth? Look at that. That's a fat black cat right there. Mm-hmm. My black son. My black son. I have a black son, technically. Yes, there we go. Hi, kitty. My cats were all like that. Okay, here's my Q&A to you guys. How do I get this guy to stop begging me for food every single second of the day? I swear, this guy, I just feel it's such a transactional relationship having a cat. Oh, if you live in kind of like northern US or Canada, you know, we just had a snowstorm. And I have never been more thankful to be the owner of a cat during that snowstorm because I was just thinking of all the dog owners. I really want a dog. I'm more of a dog guy, but I've had cats all my life because, you know, that's what's meant to be for me, what's in the cards. Because dogs are a big responsibility and you got to walk them. And like, we just had a huge snowstorm and it was super cold. And I was like, you know what? Having a cat isn't so bad because I can just chill here in bed with my cat. And my dog, if I had one, I would have to take him out no matter what to like shit and piss. So it felt good to be a cat owner during that snowstorm. Other than that, I'm also, by the way, I've had cats my entire life. I'm allergic to cats. I'm literally allergic to cats. I need an animal in my life, so I have a cat because I can't have a dog. I'm allergic to cats. Like, so when I was a kid, I wanted a dog, and my mom was allergic to dogs, but I was allergic to cats. So instead of getting me a dog, knowing that I was allergic to cats, they're like, here is cat, don't be pussy. You will get over your allergy. And I kind of did, you know, because when you're microdosing, it's like a thing with allergies. If you kind of just live with it, it gets better. And it did, but I still have like some, like, it's kind of red there. Like I have some eczema sometimes from the cat if I touch him for too long. And I have like Claritin every single day, like antihistamines, I think they're called, to help my allergies every single day, even though Yeah. So my parents are like, dog is too much work. Here is cat. Get over it. If you want the animal, don't be pussy. That's literally, there's another, a person asked me earlier during the stream, why do I call, like, how do I deserve to call myself a Slav? That's why, because I wanted the dog, but my parents are like, oh, you have allergy to, no dog, you have allergy to cats. Here is cats. Don't be pussy. That's how. This, yeah. My mom's blowing up my phone because I called her out when she messaged on the live chat. I'm putting it on airplane mode. Look, do not disturb on. Mom, if you want to talk to me right now, you're gonna have to message the chat so I have witnesses, okay? I'm not looking at your messages until after. She's telling me about how she's correcting my shit about how I said, oh, this is not Russian vodka. Somebody asked me a question about vodka. All right, let me read this chat. Let me get caught up. This is fun. We've been doing it for 31 minutes, 22 viewers. I don't know if I even know if I don't think she's gonna message again because An, can you stop making noise? Just chill. I got another 30 minutes.
You want a knuckle sandwich?
You should see the look she gave me. A lot of my jokes are based off of my parents, but a lot of them are also based off of my wife, who's actually Russian. She's from Siberia, by the way. She's a real Russian. Yeah. I love her, but she scares the shit out of me. She gives me those fear boners, you know what I mean? Okay. But is she making a lot of noise? Can you hear that shit? No, okay. We don't hear noise. Okay, you're good. Keep doing your thing. Must be tough as nails. Yeah, nah. She's not that tough. She's pretty tough. For a lady, she's pretty tough. Oh fuck. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I had a St. Bernard Bentley. He sat in the cold and snow for hours. He was fine. Yeah. I mean, they have chat disconnected. Why did the chat just disconnect? Yeah. So I guess let's talk about some stuff. I got to keep you guys entertained. Let's talk about the Olympics. That's something else that's going on right now. I know we started the podcast talking about, the files and my attention span. That genuinely has been, I don't like to look. I've previously, when I've done these, I don't get political with my comedy at all. I don't. Previously in my last stream, somebody was getting a little political, and I told him to fuck off because I'm a comedian. I make jokes. If I don't have something funny to say about politics, I'm not going to say it at all. But recently, it's been, I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older. Is it just me, or is shit really fucked? Do shit be fucked now? You know what I mean? Is it just me? I don't know. I'm not that old, but I'm 27, like I said. So I remember my childhood, and I'm kind of an adult now. I'm fully an adult now. So I'm in that period where, and I'm not one of those people who thinks I'm smart, even though I might be, I might not be. I like to read and continuously every single day remind myself that I know nothing, because that keeps me grounded and it helps me stay open-minded. And I don't like to comment on politics and stuff, because what do I know? I'm just a fucking comedian, unless I have something funny to say about it, because I see that as my job. But this Epstein stuff, oh my God. Like I said, you know how people post their morning routines or daily routines? Like I said, I've been on top of my daily routine. I wake up, I do some writing, I do I film my skit, I write my skits, I film my skits, I make sure if I need to do anything, run any errands, help my wife, help my parents in some way, go to the gym, and then I stare out a window for as long as I can and clear my mind. Because like I said, I'm trying to retrain my attention span that's been hijacked by satanic billionaire PDF files. Literally. You are being a debil. Yes, I agree. Oh, is my mom back? How do you know she's back? I'm just gonna kick my mom out of the chat. Anyways, world news. What are we gonna talk about? The Olympics? What do you guys think about the Olympics? Are you watching? I'm a big hockey fan because I grew up in Canada. I love watching hockey. And hockey is back in the Olympics for the first time. Well, it's always been in the Winter Olympics, but best on best hockey, where NHL players are allowed to play, is back. And for the first time in since like 2014 or something, for a while. So yeah, I saw Blaze of Glory. Hilarious, yes. Will Ferrell, very funny. Sorry, I'm gonna try to ignore the chat for a second while I talk about Olympic hockey. I'm very excited for best on best Olympic hockey. Best on best because Russia's not playing. That's also bullshit, by the way. The ISO or whatever, like it's just what do these that's another thing I have about Olympics and politics and sports in general. What do these athletes in the Olympic Games have to do with what's going on geopolitically? You know what I mean? That's what annoys me about. I love sports. I love hockey, and I want to. Sports is a very pure thing. You have athletes that train and dedicate their entire lives to get good at their craft, and I respect the shit out of that, and I love to watch them perform at their best in the Olympics, whatever it might be, whether it's in the NHL in the Olympics. But like you saw last week at the Australian Open in tennis, and now with the Olympics, people are asking like American athletes what they think about their country doing this and that. Guys, let these guys fucking dribble and stick handle and throw balls and do whatever they do. That's what they do. These guys are really good at handling balls for a living. That's what they do. Stop asking them about politics. That's kind of, and I extend that to myself. Like I try to be funny and leave politics out of it. But also gambling is everywhere now. Like I can't watch TV or go on my social media for 5 seconds without seeing a gambling ad. So it's all like, is that what it is now? Politics and gambling? And fucking, that's what the American, there we go. That's what the Western economy has become now, right? Because like we're deindustrialized, right? All the industry is in countries where it's cheaper, like in China and India, right? And so what is the West's economy being propped up by? It's being propped up by like AI, gambling, and porn. Literally, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Matt, it is the algorithm gives you those ads. Yeah, probably because I like sports. Yeah. Gonna get caught up with the chat. We have $100 on if you will talk about. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna do the insider training. I get AI ads because used for art therapy. AI, Jesus. See, I just held my cat up for the stream, and now I'm like scratching myself because I'm allergic. Let me see if I can get my producer to get me an allergy med. Producer?
I'm naked.
Okay, well, never mind. How are you guys doing? Throw the TV out. Yeah. I always tell myself because I'm a blogger, huyoger, you know, that social media is a part of my job. I have to get caught up on trends and like say all that. And I always tell myself that if I wasn't doing social media, that I wouldn't have social media. But I don't know because I have it and it's my job and I have to post on it and I have to see what the people are interested in. And I'm thankful because I get to do this and entertain you guys and say my stupid jokes and get paid for it, which is awesome. But I wonder what it would be like if I didn't have social media, how that would rewire my brain. I'm just waiting for my sourdough to poof so I can score it, then bake it. What? I know what sourdough is. You get like a little sourdough starter and then you do some stuff. What is it? It's bacteria. And then you let it kind of like sit there, and then you put a little bit, and then it turns into bread. See, guys, I wish that I knew more of this valuable stuff, like how to make bread from scratch, how to build a shelter, how to start a fire, that kind of stuff. Even though I don't like camping. Okay, I went to Vancouver to do a show this past year. Everybody's camping over there. Everybody's wearing the Patagonia and shit. I don't like camping, by the way. Okay, and here's the thing about Vancouver. A lot of white people and a lot of Patagonia. All right, it's us white people out in the woods. Black people don't camp because they're smart, and that's a fact. You can call me racist all you want. I did this joke in a black room. They agree with me. Okay. It's us whites out there in the woods. Because, except for me, because I'm Slavic, and Slavic people don't camp either. Because why? Right? There's like a tent, and you know those campers that put their food up in a shelter? You know, like up in a tree, so the bears won't get it? Oh, good job. The bears aren't going to get your food, but they will get your face. What are you doing in your little tent with the bears and the wolves? In your little sleeping bag. You're turning yourself into a retard burrito. I don't like camping. Sometimes I take a shit without my phone, but that's as close as I get to camping, okay? And why? We have Wi-Fi. We invented shelter. So my point is, when I was reading about sourdough, I wish I had the skills, survival skills, that it takes to just be able to go and buy a cabin in the woods and survive without the government. Because that's how you can listen, at the end of the day, your life is in your hands. If I want to, nobody's stopping me from selling everything I have, getting a little camper, and going out into the wilderness and living off the land. If I don't want to pay taxes, if I'm so fed up with all these billionaires, I can do that, right? Realistically, if we're being honest. But at the same time, I can't, because I rely on the government, because I'm weak. And 99.99999% of us are. I rely on this apartment that I pay rent for, this electricity, you know, for my microwave or whatever, so I can make my freaking microwave popcorn and shit. I wish, maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just learn to. Anyways, there's my little rant for you about camping and stuff. About how black people don't camp too, because good on you. Ask a black dude what Patagonian is. He'll be like, get my auntie's name out of your mouth, fool. That's not racist. That's funny. Because it's true. And that was my Robert Downey Jr. impression, okay? Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Come at me. Fucking. See, I'm thinking now. I'm like, how I'm going to get Shane Gillis SNL canceled before it even happens. I'm not even close. They're going to find the stream. And when I get SNL, that's going to be the reason that they kick me off. But guess what? Good. Because apparently that's a better career anyways. Favorite comedian 2026. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so this was a fun little experiment. I don't even know. I guess you can call this a Q&A, but it was more of just like, I don't know. See, these are the things I do because I don't want to get therapy. Like I can't. It's not even, first of all, you got to pay money for it. It's like, fuck that. I got enough bills. Also, I feel like going to therapy is like admitting defeat. You know what I mean? Why? I don't need, look, I live on the 10th floor of my apartment building. When I was looking for the place, my realtor showed me a place on the 5th floor. I went straight to the balcony. I was like, that's not going to do the trick. All right, 10th floor minimum. I need an escape hatch from life. What's the 5th floor going to do? I'm going to be more sad and in a wheelchair. 10th floor minimum. You know why? Because I always got an escape hatch. That's a joke, by the way. Again, not gonna do a little suey wooey because fuck that shit. But it's nice to know you always have the option. No matter what, you can always just whoop, you know. So what are you going to do? Death comes for us all. Enjoy life while it's here. Are you going anywhere warm soon? I don't know. Please get therapy and sort this out while you're young. Guys, I want you to know that like 99% of the I will say, again, I'm a comedian. I will say anything to get a laugh. That 10th floor thing, I don't even live on the 10th floor of my apartment. That's all. I just did that to be a little silly. No. But what is the truth? I will be authentic here for 1 second and say I will not get therapy. I don't need it. I don't need it. My life isn't perfect, but I genuinely am happy. I actually made a YouTube video about this that I don't really want to post because it's a little preachy, but here, we got a few minutes left here. We're almost at an hour, so I'll go up into an hour. We got like 13 minutes left. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you why I am very happy. All right. The secret to my life's happiness. Let me actually pull up the script for that video. Like I said, I don't like to post this kind of stuff because it's preachy, so I might post it on my members only. We'll see what I do. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Leave a like. Follow me on my Instagram, Facebook, whatever, where I post on my show dates. But here, YouTube videos. Okay, YouTube scripts. Let's see. There. Okay. So I am very happy, genuinely. And life isn't perfect for everyone, but here's why I'm happy, okay? The video is, oh, sorry. I just realized that I'm so stupid. I'm 26. I keep forgetting my age. I'm not even kidding. Earlier, because the video title for this is I'm 26, I don't have a Porsche, and I'm winning at life. Stupid video title. It's clicky. Don't worry about it. I'm not 27. That's fake news. Earlier in the video, when somebody asked me how old I am, or when I was just saying that, I said I'm 27. I'm 26. I honestly forget my age. That's bad. Do you guys ever do that? I remember I'm not on top of my age anymore. I forgot how old I was. I am 26. Am I the only one that it's not the first time that's happened. I always forget my age. Okay, maybe I have dementia, whatever. But so I'll tell you why I don't need therapy and why I'm very happy, okay? I keep seeing these videos, right? On yes, I'm 52 and I think I'm 16. Respect, bro. Age is just a number. Greetings and respect from Australia. What's up, man? All right, this chat is getting overwhelming. Let me read this. So yeah, it's true. I keep seeing these videos online of these influencers going like, how to get rich before 30, 10-step morning routine to become a millionaire. You see that shit, like the manosphere, all this influencing shit. Cool, whatever. Nobody talks about how to build a life you actually enjoy waking up to, because what's the point of having a ton of money in your bank account if you still hate your life, right? So like I said, I'm 26 and I am happy, believe it or not, despite the Slavic videos I make. And here's how I got there. First, find what you love, right? This is very true. And it's been quoted a million times. My favorite version of the quote is by Charles Bukowski. He says, find what you love and let it kill you. And that's great and all, but it's easy to let something you love kill you once you find it. The hard part is finding what you love enough that you can let it kill you. You know what I mean? That's the hard part. I got lucky. I found comedy relatively early in my life. But the part that people leave out is that I failed a lot before I did find it, right? I did judo. You guys might not know. Since I was 3 years old, I did judo. I was a American national champion as a junior. Got injured and I quit. I got a master's degree in chemistry, realized it was just an expensive mistake. Didn't do anything with that. Played golf competitively for a long time. The only green jacket I wear is at a pub on St. Patrick's Day. But in all these things, I didn't dabble, I committed. And I failed repeatedly. And there's the trick there, right? And that's what I realized through failing at all these things, is that failing isn't a detour. It is the process. It is the way. It's not a bug. It's a feature, right? The only way to get good at anything, and this is true for everything, is effort and consistency. Effort and consistency. And the only way to sustain effort in something is to find something that you love enough that when it feels, so that like when something looks like work to others, but feels like play to you. You know what I mean? That's the only way you're going to keep doing something without quitting, is that if you like to do it, right? Yeah, see, you said somebody pointed it out. Are you not listening? I told you, I made a mistake. I'm not 27, I'm 26. Wife, I'm 26, right? Yes, confirmed. I'm stupid as well. So I made the mistake. My bad. Anyways. So that's a little sneak peek of how I'm happy. Section 2 is about reframing failure. So like I said, it's a mindset, right? You can look at a failure as a lesson and not let it end you. Values and perspective are important, right? Because what is success, right? It could be having a big house, a nice car. Not for me. I'm chill, you know? I do what I love. I'm surrounded by people I love. You know, I take care of myself physically and mentally.
The best financial decision you can ever make is to choose wisely your spouse, because that will define.
All right, chill. Let me finish here. You want to start your own podcast?
No, we're trying to give some actual good advice to you people.
And also, this is a kind of a dark one, but I'm happy because, and this is an important one, I'm a big fan of Marcus Aurelius, and I know Stoicism has become a little too popular nowadays. They call it Broicism, but what he keeps hammering home is nature, that death is a part of nature, and to remember you're going to die. That's important, because I think people forget that we're not here forever. You know what I mean? Like, here's a Steve Jobs quote. He said, he asked himself every morning, if today was the last day of my life, would I be happy how I'm about to spend it? And if your answer is no, too many days in a row, then you got to change something. You know what I mean? It's good to think about death all the time. It is good because, yeah, man, it's tough because you can only you guys read Harry Potter? I don't know if it's very popular. There's something in the Harry Potter book called the Mirror of Erised. It's in the first book, I think, where it's like shows whoever's looking in the mirror exactly what like their deepest desires want. And when Harry looks at it, he sees his family. When Ron looks, he sees his him winning the house cup. Right? So you got to think, that's how you frame your values. If you're going to look into that mirror of Erised, what are you going to see, right? And I think a healthy mindset, one that helps you avoid therapy, is just you as you are right now. Because genuinely, right, you can see a nice car, maybe like a fucking big booty Latina beside you. Yeah, that's great and all, but it's like, what is that really going to bring you? You got to get to a point in your life where you look in that mirror that shows you what you really want, and it's you as you are right now doing what you're doing. That's what the journey is. And that's why I don't need therapy, okay? I can be mad, I can be depressed. When somebody asks me how I'm doing, I'm not going to say good because I'm not a pussy and because I have problems and because life is suffering, but that's fine because I accept that life is suffering because it is, and I just fucking keep going, you know? And I'm happy to do it every single day because, yeah, it's great. It's great. I am happy. I don't need therapy. I get to write stupid videos and jokes for a living, and I have a great family and all that stuff, and you guys to rant to at 7:00 on a Wednesday. Is it Tuesday or a Wednesday? It's a Wednesday. Sex and death are interlinked deeply in the human mind. Yeah, sure, I guess so. Here's the thing, right? What was it? It was probably some stupid reel that I was watching. And it's like, whenever you see something in the news that's like bad, all these billionaires doing all that shit, and you're thinking, how could they do this? The answer is usually either money, power, fame, or sex. It's one of those four things: money, power, fame, or sex. That's always the answer. Always. Which is unfortunate because we like to think that we're human beings and we're unique, that we have consciousness, right? What separates us from other animals or from a rock? That we have a soul, consciousness. Animals also have those, I call those animal instincts, I think, right? Usually like the money, sex, fame, power, whatever thing. Those are kind of more interlinked with our animal instincts and that hierarchy. So I guess to be a good person, you want to try to separate yourself from that, because it's true. You don't have to. You are, at the end of the day, an animal that has instincts, and it's fine to have those urges. But I think to be a good person, you have to take a breath and be able to recognize that and think, okay, maybe to act on those urges isn't the best thing, right? And I think that's what makes humans unique. We're just smart enough to, we still have those urges, right? We share that same animal mind with a lot of our animals, these other animals. But what makes humans unique is our brain is big enough to go like, hold up, maybe I should chill a little bit on the island thing. Kids on that island? Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm okay. Right. This is good thing I'm not going on Instagram Live. This is YouTube Live, right? That's okay. Meta is owned by those guys. Anyways. What am I? It's already 8 p.m. in Ontario. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I started it at, I had tech problems again. But yeah, I think we're good on that. Anything ranting therapy? Yeah, this was really different than my usual streams. Usually in my streams, to anybody that's new here, I do this like Slavic therapy where I am in character, Uncle Ivan, and I feature Jubilism. But now you see how the me with not in character and the Uncle Ivan thing are very similar. Do you still do Cameo? Yeah, the link's in my bio. Go ahead, check it out. I still do Cameo. If you go on my, I think even in my YouTube bio, if you click my Beacons AI link, it has everything. It has show dates, links to all my social media, including my Cameo on every social media platform. Just click the link in my bio. Humor is the best therapy. You're right. Murnum. I7E, L7E. Humor is the best therapy, in my opinion. That's why I'm a fucking comedian. Because I like to tell jokes. Because at the end of the day, everything's just, right? There's another way you take power from whatever is troubling you. You can just laugh at it. Just find the funny. Because everything is funny in a certain way. And just find the funny. Look at this. My wife made me a sandwich.
I'm trading a sandwich for advice for your audience.
That's why I'm winning in life, because my wife came home and made me a sandwich.
Trade a sandwich.
Relax.
I'm trading a sandwich.
Relax.
Trading a
I didn't
sandwich.
accept your. What do you want? What do you want to say?
I want to say about the best financial advice about choosing your spouse wisely.
Do you guys want to hear some financial advice from my wife?
It's a marriage advice and financial.
Marriage advice? All right, come sit down. Come have a seat. I have a guest. Come have a seat.
How do you
sit down?
It's okay. I'll go and eat my sandwich. Can I have a?
What do you want to say?
Can I say it?
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus Christ, brought this guy a sandwich. Being ungrateful.
Yeah, good. You did your job.
The best marriage advice and financial advice: choose your spouse wisely. There is a reason why I chose him, not because he's a.
Because I'm funny. Because I'm handsome. Because I'm sexy as fuck. Because I'm.
Aside of whatever you like in someone, the best decision is made based on, what values do they have, and if they align with you. And the second thing is that if you're a fan of each other, if let's say. He's very ambitious. So that's one of the reasons why I married him, because I know
am very ambitious. Go. See, guys, it's not so easy to do this
Because I know he's
It's
gonna.
the difference between a professional and an amateur.
Because I know he's gonna succeed, unless I give you a knuckle sandwich right now. and he's gonna make a lot of money. He's gonna be successful. So I'm like, you know what? He's a good guy.
What advice are you
He's-
giving them? Thanks. You're just greasing my wheels right now.
No, I'm giving them advice. Choosing a partner is to align with your values. My values were to start a family, have kids, like sure I have a job.
Let's do some here. Have a seat. Have a seat. This is a segment that I did not plan. So all of you that stayed till the end here, you're getting a special little sneak peek. This is I don't post her on social media or anything because we made a skit one time when we started dating like years ago, and somehow people found her social media in the comments through the skit. So I'm like, if this career goes well and things pop off, like I want to be careful. But so I don't know even if I should. I'm not gonna say her name yet, but this is my wife. She is very, very wife.
Once they'll find it.
Let's do a little. This is like a regular podcast. Like I have a guest on my podcast. See, everybody logged off as soon as you can. I'm kidding.
Good. The only loyal ones left. The ones who.
You don't have to scream. I'm right here, and the mic is right there.
Okay. It's okay to
Okay,
have
wait.
relationships.
Let me read the question. I'm a 21-year-old woman who has never been in any relationships or even been on a date. Will guys think there is something wrong with me for not having any past relationship experience?
No. A normal guy will be like, okay. Like it's a douche will be like, oh, like you're not experienced, but like, no, it's fine. You're good. You're not a slut. Good job.
Yeah, I agree.
Keep going.
I think that
don't get on Tinder. Who's this person giving this advice? No, Tinder is literally like
okay, relax.
Don't.
I think that I understand where your concern is coming from as a 21-year-old that has not been in a relationship yet. And for sure, it's like you have to get yourself out there because you can't expect the relationship to come to you. You have to go and meet people and be open to it. But I think that's much better than the alternative, which most people in today's society, especially in the West, like a lot of my Uncle Ivan commentary is based on how, like I said, Western society these days, I think it's falling, man. Like they're all sluts. They sleep with everybody and they ask, how are you to everybody? You know what I mean? I think that being guarded is much better than the opposite, which is just being fucking, it's tough being out there and sleeping with everybody. That's not, and we normalize this. And I agree that to a certain extent, it's good to be in between. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be like, the Middle East where we shame women for showing their ankles. And we shouldn't be where the West is right now, where it's so normalized to like, literally it's more intimate these days to have like a 5-second hug and to kiss a partner on a first date than to have sex. I feel like sex is less intimate than like a hug or just a normal conversation these days. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but so I think it's the best.
You look like him as a sister. Fun fact, if you look like your partner, you look alike, it's actually a good, I don't know, it's in Russia, my parents look alike too. It's not because they're siblings. It's because I guess something like spiritually or something, but my mom told me this, so I stick to it.
No, we're just from Arkansas. She's my stepsister. Stepsister, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Anyways, he can translate. There isn't anything wrong with you. If a guy makes it a problem, they're an ass. Yeah, so one had blue eyes, defeat, by the way. What?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay. This was unexpected, but thank you for sticking around. We'll see. We'll see what I decide.
You want me to go?
Huh?
You want me to go?
Yeah, to the kitchen. That's a joke. I'm a comedian. That's a joke. Thank you. Say bye. Okay. Love you.
Love you.
Jesus. Anyways, that was an interesting segment. All right, guys. It's I think we're gonna end it there. Sorry for the technical issues in the beginning. Thank you for coming to the stream. And if you're watching this after, leave a comment. I usually read all my comments on Instagram and stuff and YouTube. Sorry, not Instagram. Too many on YouTube on my videos. Long form ones like this, I read the comments. So leave a comment. I'll get back to you. It helps me decide how to make future videos. And let me know if you want to see more of this out of character. This is just me. This is how I'm spitballing ideas. Now I know that you guys want to see more different kind of characters, which I am working on. But I know you really like the Ivan character, so I'm going to keep doing that too. Anna, they're saying bye. She says bye. The cat says bye. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time, sometime next week. I'm going to do one of these a week. So see you on next week's stream. Love you guys. See ya. Peace. Don't be debil.